All right, so part two. We already opened this up. We had our just review. We opened. We're hitting play. We're looking at balanced and unbalanced. If I move this right, so it's not only just how much weight is on either side. There's also the balancing and the unbalancing of forces, right? So something to think about, right? So we have this. Now we're going to look at the scale and how it affects it. So we're going to play with the same size of the weights to create unbalanced forces. This will achieve by changing the size of the weights in Unreal. It'll automatically adjust the mass of an actor to simulate the physics. To begin, we select the lone weight that's the farthest from the fulcrum. Remember, this middle part's called the fulcrum. This is simple machines. It's a lever. Then we're going to use the scale tool. So if I hover, I rotate, I scale, right? So now I can do the scale tool. You see it kind of changed a little bit. Still the three axes is X, Y, Z, but uh, you know, instead of I guess the arrows, now we got the blocks. So a little visual cue to show us it's gonna do something different. All right, so we're gonna press play. Uh, After we drag the center of the scale to alter the size of the human deformity. All right, so we're gonna drag the center. Uh, we're going 75 kgs. All right, then we're gonna hit play to see what happens. All right, if you notice, bigger, right? Now we're gonna move and raise, and then we're gonna hit play. So move out a little bit. Up here, I got my uh, move, and now I drop. Little sound effects. All right, so we can see what happens. So, pro tip, if you need an actor back down, you could snap an actor to the floor by selecting it and pressing the N key on the keyboard, or we could use right click, snapping, snap the floor. All right, and it'll snap back down. Or you could do the key select, right? So we're going to change configuration of the weights to create unbalanced forces and changing the configuration of the lever, right? So let's explore how to change the attributes of the lever. Select the lever. You'll notice there are 3D widgets, lever lock, and base dimensions. So selecting the lever 3D widget and move it on the green, you'll see a lever move the fulcrum. So, oops. All right, I move the fulcrum. See what happens when we hit play. So that's like the ways you can move it. All right, we could also use, we could also mess around with the base dimensions. All right, so if I'm doing the base dimensions thing, then and then remember, like right click, uh, snap the floor. You can snap to a lot of things. Right click, snap the floor. I grabbed it on the side. I think that's already snapped. And then we can mess around. So increasing the height of the lever, right? You can't do anything until you hit stop again. It resets it. So next we're gonna, with the lever actor selected, we're gonna look in the details panel. So, right, this thing pops up. We're gonna look in the details panel. Um, Now this has these different components right here. This is the details panel. So next we're gonna look at the level actor, right? And then we're gonna change the base settings, how wide it is, the rotation, the end stoppers. So down here you can manually, so if you grab in the middle, right? Or you can just type things in, right? So you can either get this double wheel where you move it, or you can type specific things in. You can hard do it like that. Same thing. You could flip it and hit Control Z. I don't know where it was to start. 0090. And then you can make it bigger. You can scale it down there. If you want to reset the values back to their defaults, um, that was the base, lever lock. Now it's back to where it was, and you'll notice those things changed, right? So that was the lever part of it. The second part, I think we're good for there.